Well, hello, YouTube. Steve Patton with General Patton Bushcraft back with you, friends, back out in the backyard. And today it is time to practice the flint and fire steel fire starting method. I haven't done this one in a while. Let's see if we can generate some sparks and get a fire going. All right, stay with me. Thank you so much for stopping by General Patton's Bushcraft and Self-Reliance on YouTube. I appreciate everything you do for the channel and all your support. All right, friends, I got some Ponderosa pine needles. I'm going to make a Ponderosa pine needle bird's nest and try to jump a spark onto a piece of char cloth. Put that char cloth in here, blow it into flame. You know it doesn't count unless we blow it into flame. All right, let's get started. All right, friends, this is a piece of chert. Flint is not readily available out here in Arizona. I do have a couple small pieces of real flint, but we're going to try to use this big old piece of chert. See if we can't get it to work. Let's take our char cloth. Matter of fact, I'll put a bigger piece of char cloth right here. And we will put it about a 1/16 of an inch away from the edge. We're getting good sparks. Just don't know how reactive this old cloth is. Uh-oh. I guess it still is pretty reactive. So that's a good sign. Not too many, just a couple strikes. Let's go ahead and I got some jute twine. Let's try to do it without the jute twine. I do have a piece of charcoal I'm going to put in there instead. If we could get this charcoal to light, that'd be really nice. Let's get a little bit more pine needles off the ground. All right, we did the flint and fire steel. Let's go ahead and do the ferro rod. Got our pine needle bird's nest. Let's put this char cloth in there. Ferro rod ignite. Little figure 8 arm swing. And where there's smoke, you know there's fire. Flint and fire steel on the char cloth. The first fire. Second fire was ferro rod on the char cloth. Let's see if we could put a ferro rod on a piece of charcoal, lump charcoal, homemade lump charcoal. Getting kind of dark out here, but here's my lump charcoal. Let's see if we can't get a ferro rod spark on there. Let's get some more pine needles. See if we can't get this to go to flame. One more time. Looks like that went out. Okay, friends, let's do one more. This one should be easy. We're going to take our ponderosa pine needles, put our jute twine that we processed up. Let's put that right there and see if we can't get this to light. All right, friends, there you have it. Thanks for tuning into the channel. This was the Ferro rod versus the Flint and Fire Steel fire starting practice in the General Patton backyard, friends. All right, before you leave, please consider subscribing. Before you leave, give the video a thumbs up, friends. Also, check the link in the description box. Got a lot of super awesome products on the General Patton Bushcraft and Self-Reliance storefront on Amazon. And also, get your hands on that new book. My very first book release, Sparks of Civilization, on Kindle and paperback. All right, I appreciate everything you do for the channel. All your likes, all your views, all your shares. Most importantly, all your comments. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you guys are out there practicing. You ladies out there practicing. Your kids, your grandkids out there practicing their fire making skills. And if you like the videos, you can always buy me a coffee. Check the link in the description box. Much appreciated. All right, please don't depart from the faith. And if you haven't already, give your life to Christ. Do it today. Don't wait. And as always, God is good. God is great. I see y'all on the next video. Already got a date.